everyone, how are you? Hang on, I was gonna put on some lotion right before stream here. Let's see, full house we have in here. Hang on, I'll use my mouse here in just a second. All right, volume turned down. All right, so who do we have in chat so far? Today's question of the day is, what is your biggest artistic challenge that you have overcome? Thought it would be kind of an interesting one, considering I know skin can be hard, and honestly, like, that was not something I knew how to do when I first started doing the adult coloring. I have learned that one over time. Tammy, hello. Kara, hello. Let's see, I think I saw Ariane up at the top, but maybe not sure. I couldn't see who was above because the pinned message is in the way. Let's see, Emily says, I think my biggest artistic challenge was pushing myself out of my comfort zone and doing a book I was intimidated by. I love that. You know, it kind of reminds me, Corey just posted that video that was like, what are the books I'm too afraid to color in? I thought that was real creative. Martha, hello. Bonnie, hello. Leslie, hello. Emma, she says, hi, I'm in the UK. It's 2:30 a.m. and I cannot get back to sleep. Well, Emma, hopefully you'll be able to chill and relax enough that you'll be able to get some sleep. Doesn't do good. I tried crocheting tonight. Oh, nice. Epic fail. It takes practice. It takes practice. Let's see. It says, biggest artistic challenge has been getting back started after 20 years. Emma, I get that. I totally get that. How are you, Tammy? Let's see. Hi, Tony. Let's see. Funny thing is, I almost said Tawny because I'm used to Tanya, but it's Tony. Leslie says, yeah, I gave up my crocheting about 3 years ago, burnt out. I'll stick with quilting and coloring. There you go. Let's see. Hello, Rainbow Kitten. Alex, hello. Let's see. Oh, wait. Hop down. Hang on. I don't want to miss anyone. There we go. Alex says, blanket hello to all. Let's see. Teach you, but you likely have quilters in your area, and you too. Awesome. Hi, Chris. Becky, hello. Angela, hello. Menon, hello. Ariane, hello. Oh, yeah, yes, I was at the top first, Nancy. Ev, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Exclamation point hype in chat for Ev. Those 5 gifted memberships. Oh, my goodness. Just sneaking right in there, dropping those. We are gonna hit our goals in no time. You guys are determined to have me dress up like Bob Ross. I love it. Let's see. Letting myself make mistakes. I gave up painting and drawing several times since college way back. Recently started again. Won't give it up. That's awesome. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Sarah. Let's see. And it's Steve. And there's Ev. Let's see. Ah, Danielle. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Maybe it's okay not to. Exactly. Let's see. Oh, wait. Try not to miss anyone. Okay, I think I got everyone. Dee, hello, Dee. If I missed anyone coming in, I apologize. Pam, hello. You're so sweet. Jumping right in here at that. Well, tonight is something a little bit different in the sense that the picture is already colored, partially because I wanted to make sure that I could successfully do it with Crayolas since it had been such a long time. And I have to say, for those of you that recommended picking up the Colors of the World set, oh my goodness, good call. Hi, Della. It was such a good call. It made all the difference in the world. Like, I'm gonna say straight out of the bat, if you are on a budget and you wanna practice skin tones, pick up the Crayola Colors of the World. It's like $5. There's 24. Like, you can do it with those. Like, I don't know, I feel like Crayola's gotten better. Now, I will say, the pencils themselves were a little bit of a struggle to sharpen. The wood, I think, is a little bit rougher. But what I did, and we're gonna use it tonight. Thanks, Emma. We're gonna use it tonight. Thanks, I had fun with that one. You know, the funny thing is that reel, it's supposed to be SpongeBob and Squidward. But like, Squidward sounds like Peter Griffin from Family Guy in it, and like, that's the image I have in my head, and it's hilarious. But I busted out my Arteza electric sharpener. It's got an automatic stop, and this is what I was using on the Crayolas, and it works immensely better. Like my Doll 133, I couldn't quite get the smooth sharpen that I wanted. Same thing with this. When the wood is rougher, you need something that's gonna be more precise. So that is why I have the auto stop automatic sharpener that, oh, awesome. Okay, so that's the funny thing. So I haven't got a pencil case for them yet. I want to get like a 200 count one to hold them all, because this is, usually they go like 120. Maybe you'll get lucky and find a 150 one. But what I did is the pencil holder that Evelyn sent me that was made by Renee and her husband was empty. So it actually fit all of them. So there's an empty one right here. Here, let's get that in focus and up that brightness. There we go. So there's an empty one here. In fact, we got pretty flowers, but they're blocking the light, so I'm gonna move them. This one's empty here. So this side is the 100 and this side is the 24 of the, hi Marilyn. Hi Dawn. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anyone. This side holds the colors of the world. So anyway, it was super handy and I've got them all in order for the color chart. Hi Kathleen, sounds good. For the color chart, oh right, who were all of the new members? Hang on, let's scroll up. I missed that. Oh, I didn't register them yet. Okay. Hi, Melissa. So I made a color chart that is completely out of focus. There we go. I made a color chart for the Crayolas. You can find this one. I still have other charts in the pipeline, but for now, for tonight, the relevance for tonight is this color chart. I followed the color order that was on the back of the Crayola box, and it actually wasn't terrible. So I was just like, you know what? It'll work. So the way that this chart works, yeah, I didn't say it on mine either. It'll probably register them after chat. For those of you who don't have a membership, when the memberships go out, make sure that you click that little button that says, hey, do you want to enable gifted memberships or whatever it is. It usually pops up as a little thing. And if you tap that, then it opens you up for the possibility of a new membership. Hi, Maylin. So anyway, this chart includes the 100 count. And then if you see over here, you see how the border is a different pattern. It's kind of dotted. This section here is all of the 24 count of the Crayola pencils. So we have our 100, we have this one. When I did this page, I used pretty much for the skin tone, I used a lot of colors that were here, but I also used, I wanna say I used apricot, however people pronounce it, cantaloupe. Now the funny thing is initially, when I was typing this so fast, I accidentally misspelled that, but I fixed it on your guys's, so mine's the only one that's misspelled. There you go, Maylin. I think they'll roll out as people that want it will do it. Well, I was gonna ask that, Sarah. So anyway, but I also used like almonds, so there's a bunch of them. But here's my question for you all. So obviously I've done this page. Let's zoom out a little bit. I've done this page a lighter skin tone. Now I didn't film myself doing this one at all, but we can all see how this looks. So my question for you, now since I've already finished it, I don't plan on finishing this one completely from start to finish. The goal for today is going to be to show you, oh hang on, I was like, why is my video so behind? We're gonna catch up there. My goal for today is to show you how to do the skin tone, do some of the hair, and then if we have time, squeeze in some of the flowers. But like I said, since it's already all finished, I'm not gonna worry about finishing this one on stream. The goal for this video is to teach you how to do skin tone with the Crayola pencil. So I wanted to ask you all, as you can see, we'll be using the same kind of technique, whether or not we do dark or light skin. But now that we've done, you can see a finished page of the light skin and the kind of auburn hair, kind of reddish hair. Thanks, Don. Do we want to do a different color palette tonight? Do we want to do darker skin with darker hair, or do we want to do, what would you all prefer? We can do it like this so that you can see how we got to this point, or we can do a darker one. It's kind of up to you guys. Sounds good, Brittany. So that is totally your choice. Yes, darker skin? Yeah, we can totally do that. Hi, Leslie. So we have loads of, oh, same palette. Ooh, darker. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll. Okay. Which color palette would you like? There's also nothing to say that we can't do another one later. I still feel like doing a Christine Karen at some point. So let's see. Same or darker? All right, go ahead. Love to see dark. Yeah, vote poll. Okay, we're gonna put a poll. We're gonna let that go for just a little bit and we'll chat and then we will see what it says. Hi, Sherry, welcome. Yeah, because I'm okay with doing darker. I've done it before. If you take a look at my Christine Karen reel that I posted recently, I chose like 16 of my, in fact, do I have any of them here? I have this folder where I keep printed out extra PDFs, and then wait, did the poll go up? Yes, the poll went up. Okay, so I have this folder where I keep extra PDFs and some finished pages. But let's see, so these are printed ones. In fact, that's how I decided to do this one, because I was like, huh, what do I already have printed out? And this one was in there. So let's see. Got quite a few. I really like this one. I want to do this one of these days. Let's see. This one I have done. This was an extra printout. I did that one in Gamora style. But I mean, you see, I like to do obscure color palettes too. So that one was a blue. Let's see, what else? That one was a light. This one was like a kind of medium dark skin tone. That's a cake. Let's see, that one's light. This one's like more of like a tan, I suppose. That's a lighter skin tone. This one was my first Copics. That one was interesting. That one's light, that one's light. I do have some dark ones anyway. They're on my Instagram. Ah, there you go. See, the gifted ones are rolling in. Let's see. Right, there's really not enough. Oh, awesome, Maylin. It's very possible. With tone paper, it's an interesting kind of deal just because you need to place your highlights first. Let's see, if I missed anyone coming in, oh, Laura, hi, Luna, welcome. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, sounds good, Ghost. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, darker is winning by a landslide, Yeah, I don't think that is going to change too much in the interim. So this will be kind of a adventure for us, because like I said, I've done the, hi Tanya! I've done the light color skin, so now we can do the darker one and we can do darker hair as well. Or we can work on the dark skin tone and then choose a fun color for her hair. So I am feeling better, Ghost. Thank you. Oh, I'm sure I will. Probably not water-based. I'm not a huge, the only time I ever do water-based ones is usually like if I'm doing fine liners and doing pointillism. But yeah, I'm sure we'll use alcohol again. It's not on my current radar, but definitely. So flowers are gonna be kind of like, oh, Emma. Awesome, Emma. Thank you for that, exclamation point, hi. I did do the whole picture with Crayola. I wanted to make sure that I could successfully do it. So there is no blender, there is no white. The entire picture, the entire picture is just, you would do red hair for the darker skin. I don't know, we'll see. We've done red here. I guess it's kind of like an auburn, but that made you giggle. Wait, what did Shannon say? Markers, yeah. She does alcohol quite a bit. Markers said it. Yes, markers. There's not really any alcohol here anymore these days. All right, so very cool. Well then, let's go ahead and jump right in because I want to get as far as possible tonight. We've got like an hour and 45 minutes. And if we go a little bit over, like I said, my goal is skin tone and a little bit of hair at least, and then flowers if there's time. She's sleepy girl. All right, well, since we are going to do since we're gonna do a darker skin tone, the way that I did this is I layered my lightest colors first and then went in with, you know, like my blush and my slightly darker colors. Emily the Enabler, I had no plans of getting Crayola pencils, but no, you made me get them. You won't regret it, Ev. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like Crayolas have been a bit underrated. Now, if I had just done only the 100 set, I don't feel like I could have gotten as good a page as I did. There are some skin tone colors in here, but coming out with those, yes, they are two-toned, yeah. Here we go, there we go, yeah. Becky, welcome to our coloring family. Go. Gonna get that back in focus. Get some hypes in chat for Becky. You guys are well on your way. For those of you who don't know, I have promised that when we reach 200 members, we're gonna do a face cam, and I'm gonna be wearing a Bob Ross costume. We're gonna do a Bob Ross themed stream. I found it already. It's got like full beard and wig in the works. Oh, sounds good, Jennifer. Yay! Yeah, it's been raining here all week. Guys, it's gonna be below triple digits all week long. It's amazing. I'm telling you, the lawn was just drinking up the rain today. It's been amazing. All right, so we are gonna choose our lightest color for our highlights for our skin tone. Oh, and by the way, new members and members that were gifted, don't forget to check the community tab for your free coloring download for the month. Okay, so we're definitely going to be using some of our darker ones, but we're also going to be using something like the extra deep roses and probably the deep rose because we want to get a little bit of red to her cheeks. Right, Jennifer? Hi, Loretta. It's okay. Well, the poll technically already ended, so it's definitely a stream not to be missed. Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining for sure. And if we reach 300, we'll do another one, and Steve will join me in his own Bob Ross costume. He's already agreed. So we are gonna pick out some of our colors here. I'm thinking we might start with the medium deep gold and then work our way. Of course, the medium golden's not too bad, but we want to go darker. Like, let's see. I don't have like a reference picture up or anything for how dark we want to go, but I'm afraid that if we go like taupe, that she'll look too pale. So copper's not too bad. I don't think it has, yeah, it doesn't have like a metallic sheen on it or anything. See, I have the colors picked out for the lighter one, but now I need to think for a second before we do our darker one. Let's start with medium deep almond, because I want to go pretty dark on this. We are using Crayolas, Silva. We are using Crayolas. Yes, yep, including the skin tones, absolutely. All right, so we are going to start with, we've got our little handy dandy pencil holder here. So let's see, we're gonna start with medium deep golden, okay? And I have these in pretty, let's see, medium deep golden. Okay, so how we're gonna start this is, for these Crayola pencils, I like to make sure that I have a nice sharp point, and also, this is way too dark. Let's open that up, there we go, make sure we are in focus, very nice. Let's zoom out a little bit, because I want you to be able to see her whole face here. Now, when you purchase this image on Etsy, it downloads as a PDF, but there are 3 different printings available for this page. There's a really light one, there's a darker one, which is this one, and then this one's a bit more medium. I know it doesn't look a ton different, but if you lay them side by side, you can see the difference. So if you really want something where the lines aren't gonna show through, go ahead and print off the lighter colored one. But I went ahead and printed off the medium because that's the one that I had printed off already. So we're gonna put this one over here. There we go. All right, so like I said, for this one, I'm gonna use the same method that I used on, we are gonna be using first the medium deep golden. Same method I used for the lighter one, and that is where I started with the lighter color first, and then we moved in darker. Because the thing that I learned about this is that you have to do light layers. You cannot, your third color was a sepia. Well, this one here, I'm choosing right now from the 24 of the Colors of the World set. So if you have that one, the names are gonna be like almond, golden, rose, golden, almond. Honestly, I sent this to Shannon and we were chuckling a little bit about the names because I mean, they've got extra light almond, golden. I got the very light golden, very light rose, all the way to extra deep almond, extra deep, or very deep almond, extra deep rose. Like, wow, they really They really tried hard on those names. I was chuckling a little bit. Yeah, I'll call them out as we're using them. So if I haven't said anything, just assume I'm using the same pencil. Oh, the PDF, I gotcha. Yeah, it looked sepia. It did on some of them. But yeah, I would just print out whatever the medium lightest one is. And honestly, most things that you print out on the program, you should be able to lighten it if you want to. Yeah, you're right, Melissa, that's my bad. Oh no, I hope you feel better. Yeah, it did look a little bit more sepia. But the thing of it is this one was that supposedly sepia one. I don't know, maybe I need to change the color on my printer. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in. So like I said, we're gonna be using the medium deep golden, and we are going to be going lightly. Now, my shakes are a little bit more active today, but I think once I get going and I warm up the wrist a little bit, we'll be good. So it's gonna look pretty light, and that's okay. I am holding the pencil further back because I don't want to have a lot of pressure. You want to color light. If you press too hard, you are not going to be able to blend your colors. The thing with Crayolas, which I think is part of the reason why it gets a bad rap, is they are a very hard lead. And if you push hard, you're going to get those hard lines. So if you want to be able to do those blends, you want to do light layers. So, I mean, don't be surprised if we are working on this skin for the next hour. So those of you that are watching back, expect the skin to take a little bit because we are going to slowly build up our layers. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Caro. So we are just going to start with this lighter color, and that will help us when we do our highlights because then we can work in the darkest colors. The nice thing about doing something that is grayscale. Now, I wouldn't call this like grayscale as in you took a photograph and you turned it black and white. It's grayscale in the sense that she has shown you where your shadows should go. So if you look at the picture by itself, you can see that the shadows on the left side of her face here and here are darker than they are on this side, which tells you that you're gonna want a more heavy shadow here. And part of the reason is you see her hair is kind of covering her face a little bit more. So use her shadows that she's already placed as a guideline. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this illustrator, this is Mariola Budek, and this was actually a page from Mariola May that was part of the giveaways that Shannon did. That's how I have it. But you can also purchase this image on Mariola Budek's Etsy. The link for it is in the description below. Kara, thank you. Yes, exactly. Yeah, one of the tips, hi Kelsey, Kara, thank you, exclamation point hype in chat for Kara. One of the tips that I got was broken, but honestly, I was impressed. I didn't have that much breakage in these pencils when I got them. All right, so we're just gonna continue light all the way through. Hi Daylight, sounds good. I still haven't finished a diamond painting this year. I'm running out of time. We're like halfway through, more than halfway through the year. That was my one New Year's resolution, was to finish a diamond painting. Big or small, I just gotta finish it. Right? She's so talented. She's so talented. All right, so we're just gonna fill in the rest of her face. I'm not gonna do her neck yet. Sorry, my nose is itching. I'm not gonna do her neck yet because I want to keep us at a good pace. And I want to work on her face for now, because that's going to be the main feature here. And I know we're going dark and it looks light, but trust me, we're going to build stuff up. So we gotta trust the process. Oh, awesome. All right, so I've put a light layer of this pencil across it. Now I'm going to do a second layer of it, and I'm going to press just a little bit harder. And by harder, that just means, you know, the pressure across it. Now you see here where it's getting a little streaky. I want to be careful of that, which is why another reason why I'm doing it on the side, because you are more likely to get softer lines on here than you are if you were to be coloring like this. So hold it far back, hold it on its side, and it is going to go across the page quite a bit easier. So we're pressing just a little bit harder. And we're getting that second layer in. Once you start to get the color down, the intimidation factor kind of lifts because you're like, okay, I can see how this is gonna come together. And like I said, with these shadows already on here, it starts to kind of give you an idea of how, you know, where you want to place your shadows. And then we'll start layering in some other colors as well. We can put this one across her lips also. Okay, so that is our first layer. It's very light, but it's gonna get considerably darker. All right, so we started with the medium deep golden. Let's go ahead and now go for, see, the medium deep golden and deep golden, they're very, very warm browns. They're very warm browns. So you wanna be careful about how you're moving into your browns. If you were to go from like one of these browns to one of these more red browns or dark browns, like straight away or really hard, it might look kind of off. But if we go into like the light brown, then that might even still be more off. You have to be careful about like your color families. Like these were clearly mixed with yellow. These were mixed with red. I would say things like the extra deep almond and the deepest almond, the dark brown, like those are gonna be things that have like a little bit of blue in them. I never really wanted to color people when I started coloring. I watched a coloring tutorial of one of her images and got addicted to her work, right? Oh, I didn't touch coloring people when I first got started either. Isn't that the struggle? All right, let's go ahead and go with, let's actually grab some deep almond, okay? And let's start layering in a little bit more for the shadowy areas. So deep almond was right next to that one. There we go, deep almond, that's easy enough. I'm gonna give this a quick sharpen, so I'm gonna mute real quick because I don't wanna hurt your ears. I need to get an extension cord so I can place the sharpener on the other side, but right now it's plugged in and it's like literally right under the mic, and that would be really loud. Right, Ev? Exactly. Of course, Ghost. So the paper that I'm using is the Nina paper, and the link for it is in the description below, but also you can type in chat !Nina, so exclamation point, no space, and then put N-E-E-N-A-H, and that will give you the paper. All right, so we are gonna be using the deep almond now, okay? And we're gonna be going a little bit, not heavier per se, because it's a darker color by itself. We're still gonna be holding the pencil at its end and starting to fill in some of those shadows. And it gives us an idea of where we need to build up to, because we decided we wanted to do much darker skin, right? So think of it kind of like when you're doing your makeup, or you're doing, you know, if you're somebody who uses bronzer, or, you know, does contouring, a lot of those same kind of ideas are going to translate when you're coloring faces. Thank you, Shannon. Remove these pencils. My hand's bonking it a little bit. But like I said, that's the nice thing about these pages, is she kind of lays out where your shadows should go. That's one nice thing about live too, is you can see it all in real time and like how long this actually takes. But like I said, your light layers, coloring on your side, not pressing too hard is going to be the key to this. Don't feel, you know, take it as an exercise in patience, and just taking your time and just enjoying the process. If you rush it too much, then that's when you can start to make mistakes that are harder to come back from. Right? She is on it. Okay. So like I said, this will be the darker side, so we're going to go ahead and start adding a little bit more darkness. It's always better to start out lighter and add your layers up. Now that also depends on the kind of pencils that you use. Some pencils don't like multiple layers after multiple layers, but after having used the Crayolas already, I know that they can handle quite a few layers on the paper. So I know in my head that it's okay that, you know, maybe we'll end up doing 10 layers. This one is the deep almond. Deep almond is what we're using now. Now, what I'm seeing actually is this is kind of a nice color, and we could actually probably cover her entire skin with this one and have this be our lighter color now. So because we've already done the one, we can now see, you know, we know that we want her skin to go so much darker, so it's okay to now build on top of this and start to darken up her skin tone. Because obviously if we're going for really dark, now if we're talking traditional facial features, like one would look at the way her nose is, the shape of her face, and you would think that it's lighter. But depending on what you're doing, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could give her purple skin, you could give her blue skin. I mean, honestly, it's fun to mix it up sometimes and do a skin color that you are not as well versed in. You guys headed to bed? Yeah. All right, love you.
Love you too.
Get some sleep. Hi, buddy. Get some sleep. Okay. All right. He has informed me that dragons love tacos. Layers even with Prismas, which I always thought of Prismas as one and done pencil, right? Oh, absolutely. Prismas, I had a tendency to just kind of rely too much on the pressure and the smushiness of them. But I've definitely learned as I've gone along to, you know, layers are good. No, I was talking to the kiddos. They're headed to bed. They had their first week of school. Right? Okay, so we're just gonna keep layering this color. Right now, we're not worried too much about the shape of the nose. It's kind of essentially a flat color at the moment. I never actually say exactly how old they are, but everybody's pretty sure that they're young. Young enough that they are still, you know, innocent and, you know, super cute. All right, I'm gonna press a little bit harder on these shadowy areas. And you can see that it's slowly starting to get darker. In fact, now, I think I'm gonna press even harder. And you can see actually here, let's zoom in, you can see the way this is kind of shaping the pencil. There we go. See how that, it's got a pretty sharp point, but it's because it's flat on that side. Oh no. Yeah, I like my Nina. If you can't find the Nina, I forget the poundage on this paper, but look for a cardstock that has that same poundage and is a matte paper. You obviously don't want to get a gloss cardstock. That would be nearly impossible. But I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the poundage on this paper, but something in the range of 100 pound is going to give you a really nice, pretty thick cardstock. Honestly, like I'm not out of my Nina yet, but it is starting to run a little low. So I am probably gonna have to, if the Nina isn't back in stock, I'm gonna have to figure out a secondary paper that I wanna use. Oh, awesome. Well, and I think there's other versions of the Nina cardstock too. It could just be that link that I have isn't good anymore. So I would just say search in the Amazon bar for Nina cardstock. Yeah, and I think for a lot of us, if that is the tone that we are most familiar with, I think it's easy to default to that. Because we're familiar with the shadows. And not to mention, it's kind of like on coloring on toned paper versus white paper. You're used to it because, like, you know, your pinks and your blues are going to show up more. And so you tend to shy away from the tone paper because you think that maybe colors won't be as vibrant. But I think that depending on how you shade, you can get pretty vibrant, darker colors. Nina 65 Bristol. Oh, nice. Oh, your printer won't take. Yeah, I have a back feeder on mine, and so it prints that way. Okay, so I am ready to move on to a darker color. So that was the deep almond. Let's grab, and see, we still have these colors here, the traditional Crayola colors as well. I'm sure at some point we will utilize the dark brown. Hi, Jan. So let's go ahead and go for the, I think, very deep almond is what I want. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna move on to the very deep almond. And like I said, so far we've only used the pencils from the, oh, well, then that works out. From the Colors of the World set. I definitely use them quite a bit. I think once we start to go a little bit more into the colors of the rest of the picture, we may use more from the 100 set. Okay, so very deep almond is what I'm using now. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've only ever really gotten my cardstock. Hang on, I'm gonna sharpen. Actually, I'm gonna test this. Can you guys tell me how loud this is? It has an auto stop on it. How bad was that? It's right by the mic, but I can't put it anywhere else. All right, so let's see. Very deep almond. Loud noises. Okay, good to know. We won't do that one again. That's good. All right, I think we're getting mixed results. So long story short, next time I sharpen, I will mute it. All right, so we're gonna use this one. And knowing how dark I wanna go in my head, I think that we can move to use this over the entirety of her skin. And you can just see how we're slowly building that up. Now we're not pressing that hard. So like the color that you see here, it's obviously not starting out this color because we are pressing very lightly. How are you, Christine? We are, I am doing well here. First week of school is under our belt. Just trucking along. Let's see, I sped up a little bit and I got a few more streaks than I would have liked there. I'm going her part just a bit. All right. See, I even have to tell myself sometimes to slow down. Looking for an alternative because the Spring Hill I liked was no longer available. I tried the Nina as well, but I didn't like that either. Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe. I don't even remember what I used before the Nina, but I've been using this for a good solid 3 years. Check the brightness. I prefer the 95 or better in brightness. Yeah, high brightness. Yeah, I know. I like a real light or a real bright white paper for sure. Which is interesting because Johanna's books are, you know, a lot of them are on ivory. Lost Ocean is probably her brightest white paper. Okay, I'm gonna turn this just a little bit because I need to make sure that my wrist is comfortable. Now, here's the thing. If you are not using any kind of blending solution or a blender pencil, which we are not today, the whole point of this was to show that you don't need anything fancy to create a beautiful picture. But what that does mean is that you, depending on the paper that you use, you will have texture that shows through on your pencil. So that's something that you have to accept. It's never going to be super smooth like it would be with Prismacolor. What that texture is that is what's called the tooth of the paper. And imagine if you were to look at your paper through a microscope, if you were to look at it from the side, you would see that there are hills and valleys within the minute texture of that paper. And so this white that you're seeing in between your pencil color, that's the valleys of the paper itself. So depending on how textured your paper were, like if we were doing this in a sketchbook, we would have so much white showing through. But a lot of times, once you're done and you look at it as a whole, it's not as noticeable. But that's one of the reasons why I do like to use blender pencils. Oh, awesome, Christine. Hi, Carol, how are you? So when you're using the Crayolas, as good as they are and as good as they work for skin tone, especially if you're just starting out, just know you're not going to get something like the Prismacolor results. But that doesn't mean that your picture can't be beautiful. Now I am still on my side, but I am pressing a little bit harder because I want to start getting in some of those darker shadows. I tried Recollections, Astro Brights, and some others. Some of them I like the brightness, but just not how the pencils would look. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. And honestly, like I posted the video of that finished picture that we did, or that I did of the previous coloring of this, and a lot of the comments were like, you know, I think that, you know, not Prismacolors, Crayolas, you know, they're underrated, and I agree. I agree. I think especially just for the colors of the world by themselves, I think for a $5 set of pencils, I think they're incredibly good. I mean, here, quick, someone math for me. If there's 24 pencils in the set and the price averages $5, what is the cost of that per pencil? The only time that I ever use those math problems. If a train is traveling at 35 miles per hour and there's this many miles, yeah. I like giving you guys math problems. Mostly so that my my brain, that's why I married Steve. He does my math for me. Legitimately, I'll be like, can you double check this for me? Like, I'll do it a lot of times myself, but I don't always trust my answer. Hi Sigrid, how are you? All right, so we're definitely pressing a little bit harder now. You can see we're starting to build up some of that shadow. The hammer mill, yeah, I think Cora uses the hammer mill. It's like 20 cents. There you go, Evelyn, 21 cents a pencil. See, so for 20 cents a pencil, that's really good. Ah, yes, the math emote. We can use the math emote now. Oh, I love it. Okay, now I am going in a different direction, but ideally we'll have enough layers on here that it won't be noticeable that we have strokes going 2 different ways. There is a technical term for having strokes go one way and then the other. That's called cross-hatching. But we're doing it so lightly, it's not super noticeable. But that was my trick to doing this page, was that I took my time and I built up my layers. I love the math emote. All right, she's definitely got some shadow on the side of her nose here. Yeah, right? Way cheaper than Lightfast, absolutely. .2083. That one makes my brain hurt. I'm definitely rounding up. 21 cents a pencil. Okay, so we're definitely going to go over the lighter areas more, but I want to start diving into how dark I would like the skin to be. So now we're going to grab Deepest Almond. Okay, you could, if you wanted to go a little bit warmer, you could do Dark Chocolate, but I'm going to go with Deepest Almond, okay, which is this one here. It's the last on the list there, and we are going to start adding in this. Oh wait, I shifted it up. Here we go. I want to make sure that we stay in frame here. All right, we're going to start getting a little bit darker now. Thing of it is, that's the only other thing too. So things about Crayola that makes it a less expensive pencil is wood quality, but also can you see how it's sharpened unevenly? That can have to do with core placement as well. So there's definitely sacrifices that you make for a less expensive pencil. But if we're talking the lead capabilities in general, like for $5, can't really go wrong. All right, pressing a little bit harder, but we're still on the side. Artistra 48 cents. Oh, for watercolors? Oh, that's cool. I've tried their paint pens, but not their actual watercolors. Okay, I'm gonna start getting, because once we get our darkest color on here that we want to get, because we are gonna go the darkest shadow areas, I'm probably gonna use the dark brown, which is really dark. Once we can get the level of darkness that we want, then we can finalize where we, how light we want our highlights to be. Now, Crayolas do also, especially if you're blending on the side like this, it does have a limit as to how dark you can go, but you kind of are gonna get the idea of how to build up those layers. Actually, we should do this here. Honestly, it's interesting. If you have hands that are a little bit more shaky like mine, holding it further back actually gives me much more control of the pencil rather than holding it up at the top. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna go along the shadow of her cheek, because remember, the left side of her face here, her right side, our left side, is going to be the darkest area. And you can see too that we've added so many layers here. Some of that texture of the paper is starting to go away. Thing is happy. It's driving me crazy. Oh, it's this. It's that. Sorry, I had something hanging up there. It was tapping and driving me crazy. There we go. Okay. And one of the other things we want to do before we get this area too dark is at some point here, we're going to go back and we're going to grab either probably the deep rose and the very deep rose. And I want to add in a little bit of a kind of rouge on her cheeks. There you go. Yep, 21 cents. So 21 cents pencil, that is not too shabby considering how well they're performing. I mean, it's a steal, honestly. So, I mean, I know a lot of people sometimes feel bad that they can't, you know, get the larger sets, but if this proves anything, it's that you don't need the larger sets to create something beautiful by any means. You just need a little bit of patience and, you know, a little bit of technique to figure out what is the best way for you to use them. And then, you know, you start to get the hang of it. I was here and he printed a freaking Harbor Freight coupon on my knee. Oh no! Oh my gosh! Yeah, man, you can't use Nina paper like that. That's special occasions. Okay, I'm layering over, but I'm not pressing as hard. Now I do feel like I'm gonna want to warm up her skin a little bit, but we're gonna keep working with this for just a bit. Well, that store better have saved that coupon, man. The amount of money that you would have saved on the coupon was probably how much the paper was worth. Okay. So yeah, I know it seems like it's taking forever, but you know, you just can't rush things sometimes. Like I said, holding it further back is really helpful when you're doing this. So as far as like, because she obviously doesn't have shadows across the entire paper. So you have to think, you know, like I said, in terms of makeup, you know, the apples of the cheeks like here are generally going to be lighter. Obviously we have some shadow on the nose. We can continue the shape of the nose here. A lot of times if there is no shadow for the nose, then you kind of need to make the shape of the nose. And it's interesting, if you look on Instagram, you can see whether it's, you know, Hannah Carlson or whatever else, you can see when different people shape the nose differently, how much the picture itself changes. Because changing just the structure of the face really changes how the character looks. Print off his coupons because my work printer is 20 pound fee. Ah, there you go. Like, excuse me, sir. This is not how we do things. Okay, so like I said, we're just slowly building it up. This wasn't going to be a fast-paced thing tonight. Hi, Autumn. How are you? You just gotta have your patience. Press a little bit harder now. Slide my hand down just a bit. You are limited as to how much pressure you can put when you're holding it super far back. But the way the pencil is sharpened for me, actually, having this extra bit of wood over the edge is actually giving it like more support. Oh, and thank you for all the subscribers that popped in here. Let's see, V Monday and Kim, welcome. We are going to build this up. We're definitely going to bring in some more reddish browns when we put this pencil down. Ah, good. I'm glad. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of slow down, take your time. And we are just still using Deepest Almond right now. Now she's got some shadow under her nose here. And then, what is the name? This is silly. What is the name of this part of the face? That little indent between the nose and the lip. I know there's a name for it, but I'm drawing a blank. Like I'm having a moment. Help me out. I know there's a name for it. Oh. Stop cooling off the outside. Oh, absolutely. Cupid's bow. Okay, okay. All right, let's get a little bit of a more reddish color here. Let's do an undertone of the deep rose. Let's see. Find that. See, that's very deep rose. Deep rose. Here we go. All right, and that is this one here. And so it's definitely a reddish color. The lip wrinkle thingy, I like it. Philtrum, is that what it's called? The Philtrum? I like Tanya's lip wrinkle thingy. That works. All right, so now we're gonna bring in some of this deep rose so that she can have a bit of a kind of rouge undertone. Okay. A philtrum from ancient Greek. A medial cleft is a vertical indentation of the middle area of the lip. Yep, philtrum. There you go. Even I can't make that up. You know what's funny though? Is like Steve is so smart. He's so smart that like if I ask him something, he could tell me an answer and he does it so convincingly and I know that he knows like random things that like I'll believe him. Like he could come up with like a weird obscure answer for something and I'll totally believe him. I don't know if that makes me gullible or what. He's just like super smart. So I'm like, oh, well, that sounds right. It must be right, you know? There you go. Thank you, Google. Yeah, I'm glad we went with this lighter red because I want it to show through a little bit. Obviously on a darker skin tone, it's harder for, you know, unless it's like a really bright kind of rouge, it's harder for that to show through. But that's why we want kind of a subtle redness to her cheeks. Shit. Are we speaking from experience? The paper is white. The paper is white. Yeah, here, let me zoom out for a second. And we are just slowly building up our layers. It doesn't look that dark yet, but trust me, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. You just gotta go slowly. Ooh, awesome, Autumn. Okay. All right, when we are done with this rouge, we are gonna start to go in a little bit deeper. I think it's time to darken up her face a little bit. I'm trying not to rush it, but I wanna make sure you guys get to see, you know, the product of what we're doing here, because right now, this is way too light. I imagine much darker in my head. If I wanna add my own lines, golden some, which fine liner pen would you recommend? You are, you absolutely are. Oh no. So Erin, I really like the Staedtler pigment liners for black lines. If you're looking for a gold line, if you're gonna do gold on top, I would recommend like a gold gel pen, but you can't really color over gel pen. So if you're gonna do gold, I would put that on top. Okay, so I want to grab dark brown now, and we're gonna start to go much darker and build up. I wanna make sure we can get a nice dark color here. All right, so that's the brown, that is the dark chocolate, dark brown, here we go. Oh, to bolden the lines, Yeah, so I have a whole drawer of them here, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I have some other tripless fine liners. But the Staedtler pigment liners are what I recommend for black lines. I really like those quite a bit. If I'm going to buy any, if I tell myself, oh, I need to go buy some, that's what I buy. Yeah, Copic, oh yeah, those ones are also really nice. I don't know the price difference or comparison, but yeah. All right, so dark brown. But the Copic multi-liners go really small. They go as small as 0.03, which is really tiny. Okay, this needs a quick sharpen. Hang on. Okay, I think I'm muted for that one. All right, time to go dark. Time to go dark. We've built up enough layers that we can start adding in some smoother dark lines here. And we may even end up using just some regular black as well for some really dark shadows. Okay. And that's one of the reasons that we started lighter, because if you're a little hesitant and you're not entirely sure how dark you want to go, slowly building up your light layers can be incredibly helpful. Because then you can get an idea of like, okay, I definitely want to go darker on this. If you're feeling sleepy, go ahead and get some rest on. Oh, cool. Yeah, if I'm doing skin tone and I'm doing markers, I definitely prefer alcohol markers. I struggle to blend with water-based markers, if I'm perfectly honest. Nice thing is because we're adding so many layers, the texture of the paper is showing through less. You can see we're gonna go much darker here. And we'll probably even use some of that deep rose again if we end up darkening out some of the rouge on her cheeks. But this was the main event for tonight. I wanted to make sure that we covered how to do her skin, which is why I didn't bother with her neck. Sounds good, Dawn. Good night. Thanks for being here. Pressing a little bit harder. We might get some warmer, we might actually go ahead and grab brown so we can get a little bit more of a warm brown here also. Because I feel like even though her skin is going to be darker, it is possible still for her to look pale in a sense, because we're using colors that are a cooler brown color than a warmer brown color. And when I say warm, I mean warm with red, not necessarily warm with yellow. And this hairline here will look a lot better once you start adding in your hairlines. I can never figure out which colors to use for skin tones. See, and your base colors make a big difference on the tone, like the undertone of the skin that you have. So that's what's really nice about the Colors of the World pencils, is that it has so many slight variations that you can really just build your way up. Like I am completely serious that if you are wanting to start practicing with skin tone and don't want to invest in something like a portrait set for like Loomies or Prismacolor or whatever else, grab this from your local grocery store or Target. I got mine at my local Target, and just start practicing. Take your time and do light layers. If you try to rush it, you will be more likely to get frustrated with it. I'm not going to say that you'll fail at it because, you know, I don't know your own individual person, but I just know that if you rush it and don't take your time to build up those layers, you will be less likely to get the look that you want. Ah, thanks, Sarah. Seeing if you print a page of faces in like a wallet size print and start practicing with different colors, right? Yeah, I don't know if she still has it, but at one point in time, Laura Rafferty did a page with little faces on it. I know it's in her Circle Portraits book. That book's not available anymore, but she might still have that practice page on her Etsy. She even broke it down into individual, like a page, like here's some noses for you to try. Here's some, you know, lips for you to try, like individual face parts. Wait, what is, yeah, practice, practice, practice. Exactly. Practice makes progress. Now you'll notice a lot of times, even on like Christine Karen's, along the jawline, there's a little bit of like an almost highlight on the edge. So the darkest colors I don't ever bring completely to the edge. But if we can get these darker colors in, now that we've got some other colors underneath of it to kind of smooth the edges, we can start, like we're doing now, adding in our darker colors and then building up to get to the level that we want. But yeah, it's just take your time, relax with it. Thanks, Marcy. Yeah, absolutely not. Now, you see that, now practice makes progress. Actually, trivia question. Do you know who first said, oh, no, wait, I'm thinking of a different line. But you know, there's that sound clip going around on Instagram that says, practice and practice and practice makes what? And the class says, perfect. And he's like, no, absolutely not. And they laugh there. But yeah, practice makes progress. Absolutely. Now, comparison is the thief of joy. That's the one I was thinking of. Do you know who originally said comparison is the thief of joy? Some trivia for you. Aw, just take your time. Yes, practice makes improvement. Exactly. Bob Ross? It was not Bob Ross. Steve, I just had this conversation with you. Oh, I did a little sharp on that one. I just had this conversation with you the other day. No, Theodore Roosevelt originally said that. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't ever come, because everybody has different lives at different stations in life, and different experiences, and if you compare, then it makes you sometimes not feel great. You don't want anyone to steal your joy. Okay, I am ready to bring in some brown. I want to warm up the skin tone just a bit. Skin tones and alcohol markers? Yeah, I've done that one a lot. Yes, I'm sure I will do it again at some point, but yes, I have done that quite a number of times. All right, so this one is from, I think actually this is gonna be our first color from the 100 set. We are gonna break out the brown. It's got a little bit, yeah, strive for progress, not perfection, exactly. Right, exactly. Okay, so this is the brown here. You can see that it's got a bit of a red undertone in comparison to these cooler color browns. So we are definitely going to be using this brown, and this is from the 100 set. I'm going to mute for a second so I want a nice sharp point with it. I started coloring, I was so frozen because I was comparing all, yes, see, exactly. You just gotta take a dive and just, if you see one that you like, it is perfectly okay to appreciate it for the skill that that particular artist has. But if you look at it and go, oh man, mine have never looked like that. Like, you're never gonna get started. And you are not alone. I have done that to myself, especially. Like, there's pages where I have seen beautiful, gorgeous renditions of pages, and I'm just like, how could mine compare with that? And you know what I do? I don't start the page. And then later I kick myself and I'm like, why did I do that? I should have just started the page, Very true, Tanya. Very, very true. Okay. We're getting this reddish brown on here, but I think when we're done, we're going to bring in a more yellow brown. Let's bring in the deep almond again, but we're going to press harder with it. Now that we've got so much color on her. Oh, really? Sorry, I was moving slightly out because right now she looks pretty pale. Now, granted, I think you guys are seeing it a little bit cooler in color, than what it is in real life. But even for me, she is still looking a little bit pale. So, but we're gonna add this regular brown first. Like, markers are definitely quicker than pencils for sure. But alcohol markers can get expensive as well. And that was the whole theme of this evening, was that, you don't need super expensive supplies to make something beautiful. Let's see what I miss. Well, yeah, exactly. yeah, it just takes time and practice. I mean, I started doing my first adult coloring back in 2015. Now I've done art my whole life, but I mean, what some people were able to do with their stuff. Like, I am constantly in awe of Irena. She's a Black Aniri on Instagram, and what she does just blows my mind. Like, I see what she's created. I was just like, I don't even, how did you even do that, you know? Like, Chris Chang, too. Chris Chang is another one. Like, they're just gorgeous. And you know it must take them hours and hours and hours just because, you know, they're just really precise with everything. And it's just drop dead gorgeous. But, you know. Hi, Ronnie. I know I'm turning it a little bit, but I got to make sure that my wrist is comfortable. I mean, we have probably put like 20 layers on this already, but you know what? We're just taking our time, building it up. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, let's go ahead and grab the, let's see, medium deep almond or medium deep almond. Let's get the medium deep almond, actually. Let's see, that's deep golden. Do we already have the medium deep almond out? Hang on. Medium golden. Hang on one second, I gotta find a medium deep almond. We have not used this color yet, but it's kind of like a darker, more yellow one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I think this one's sharp enough. We're gonna use a medium deep almond now from the Colors of the World set. And we're gonna start to add a little bit more of a warmer tone to her face. Pressing harder, but you know, not pressing down over the top because I don't want streaks. This is where instinctually I want to grab my blender because it really darkens it up. I did a small test though of using my blender on Crayolas. And you know what? It actually didn't work with the Crayolas all that well. Like normally the pigment moves around when you use the blender, but it didn't in this case. And I think part of that is because these pencils are so hard. There's not a lot of pigment to move around. I mean, we're adding so many layers here. So when I used the blender, now this was on a test, not on that page I posted. This was a separate test that I did on something else. It actually was streaky. It was streaky. Like it made the streaks of the Crayola stand out more. And I was like, huh, okay then. Ah, Valera, yeah. Well, like I said, the goal for tonight is no blender. Not that I use blending solutions, but no blender, no blending solutions. We are just using only the pencils. I feel like we're getting closer though. We are getting closer. Oh yeah, that warmed her up quite a bit. You get color on your face, you're not so pale. There we go. Okay. We are gonna go a little bit crazy now. Are you guys ready? I am going to grab the black from the 100 set. Ta-da! And we are gonna add in some darker shadows. Yep, no blender, no precious white Prisma. That was the deal. Nope. All right, so this is black. So this is gonna be your darkest color. So you definitely wanna be careful with this. Gonna be a lot harder to take this way. Not to mention, if you have to erase this black, you're gonna be erasing all those layers we just put in there. So go lightly with your black. Go cautiously. So if not using a blender, how do you get the white of the paper out? I didn't really. It was just less noticeable here because I did a lighter skin tone. But here, let's zoom in real close here, and I'll show you. Look, you can still see it. It's just less noticeable because it is a lighter tone. It's probably standing out more here, but yeah, lots and lots of layers for sure. Go. All right. So we're gonna use a little bit of black, but you can see this area here where I've pressed the hardest and added more. You don't see as much of the paper texture. Yeah, we've been working an hour on this. Okay, here is my question for you all, because I'm not making quite as much progress as fast as I would like. So do you guys want to do another day of this? And we can cover a little bit more of the hair and make sure that we get a lot of kind of everything in. I know it. I know it. I cannot believe it myself. Because we could continue this on Wednesday morning. Because I wanna do it justice. I don't want to leave you guys hanging without having finished it, like with finishing the skin tone. Damn. Yeah, they definitely take longer. Okay, cool. Yeah, then we'll do another day. We will continue this on Wednesday for sure, because I want to do it justice. Like if you want a tutorial for how to do skin and, you know, legitimately how long it takes, I don't want to cut it short just to fit it into one stream. So we will continue this on Wednesday. I mean, we still have well, about an hour-ish or so. So we still have plenty of time tonight. But with the way this skin is going, I don't know how much time we would have to dedicate to hair tonight. And I want to be able to touch on everything for you guys. Cool. Can do. See, now we're starting to get as dark as I want to go. You're starting to see kind of where I'm going with this. Then we can get in that dark brown and deepest almond, and we're going to like build our way out from our darkest colors to the highlights now. Of course. Definitely. One of the reasons I like the setup that I have, because I can get in as close as we do. But yeah, you just have to accept that it's going to take you a little while. So just, you know, think of it almost like meditatively, you know, just turn on an audiobook. Oh, there's only like 4 hours left. I can always do a 4-hour stream, right? Well, who knows? We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of stream. We'll go from there. But yeah, I've only got like 4 hours left in my audiobook. I'm sad. So sad. But it's a good book. I'm telling you, Brandon Sanderson, he is such a good writer. He's so good. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Do you have any videos for beginners, like breaking things down step by step for line art and grayscale? Do you mean for like skin tone or for something specific? I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, because I don't think I do have like breaking it down like that in the sense, because I haven't done any like coloring videos, just straight uploads in a while. So most of the tutorials I have these days are lives. With my Let's Talk videos, I have done some breaking down details for different things, you know, like stippling or pointillism or, you know, blending, color theory, that kind of thing, but not too much more than that. Yeah, I think the longest stream I ever did, I want to say it might have been 4.5 hours. I don't think it was 5.5. Might have been 4.5 hours. Yeah, the dress stream. Yep, that one was, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really, but I can definitely put it on my list. Press them a little bit harder here. Like I said, you just gotta take your time. You know, like Bob Ross, we're gonna put a happy little cheekbone here. Welcome back, Emily. I will say, like, her face structure and everything, she definitely reminds me of like a Barbie doll a little bit. Like, she's just so perfectly symmetrical. I'm loving these sides here, the way they're building up. I can't tell. I love it when a plan comes together. Still just using black, kind of hopping around, going a little bit heavier where I want to add more shadow. Turn just a little bit. Definitely has some shadow here. It's not super dark, but definitely dark enough to stand out because remember the left side of her face is going to be the darkest. Running into my color chart there. Creepy music coming from outside. Oh man. Okay, let's go ahead and grab now. Let's do the Deepest Almond. I think I have that out already. Let's see. Deepest Almond. Here we are. Okay, so I am switching to Deepest Almond. And I don't feel like we need to redo the rouge on her cheeks quite yet. I am pressing harder now. Barbie's little sister. Oh yeah, Scooter. Maybe, yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, I totally get that. Mariola Budek is really good at just drawing very pretty faces. Skipper, there you go, yeah. Go. Let's see, yeah, Deepest Almond? Yeah, Deepest Almond. I forgot for a second what we were using. Sounds good, Danielle. You know, and if you are following along live or you're watching this back and following along and you post it on social media, feel free to tag me. I would love to see everybody's progress. Pressing a little bit harder here. Turn it a little bit. Google says Skipper. There you go. Gotta love handy dandy Google. Yeah, if there's anything that you take away from this tonight, it's that if you are using the Crayolas for your skin tone, take your time and do lots of light layers. Even if you're experimenting with something like purple skin, blue skin, it's the same kind of theory. Build up lightly, you know, choose your color palette and slowly start to add in more of your shadow. Lana Green, yes, Lana Green, she does really good ones. The only thing which would make me probably choose a Mariola Budek over Lana Green is I love Lana's pages. Like they're super pretty, but a lot of the characters have really long necks, very elongated necks. I don't know why. I'm just like, well, okay. But like if you had in front of me a Mariola Budek or a Lana Green, I would probably choose Mariola over it, but mostly for that reason. If I'm gonna draw a face that looks somewhat realistic, I like somewhat realistic proportions. Of course, you know, Christine Karen tends to have, you know, really tiny necks and large eyes, so I suppose that's not always entirely true. Christine Karen's is very unique in that sense, though. Yeah, she's good. Oh no, Ghost, did I make it so you can't unsee it? I'm sorry. Try not to press too hard over that rouge. We can define the shadow of her nose a little bit more. I'm gonna give it a quick turn here. Three sisters, Skipper and Chelsea. Okay. Autocorrect seems to be less handy most of the time. Well, that's nice. We can spread this out till Wednesday because then I feel less rush to get more done tonight. Also, you'll find that her face will come together more once you do the eyebrows as well. When you have kind of gray toned eyebrows, it kind of throws you off a little bit. Adding to the shadow of the nose. says Stacy. Oh, that's right, Barbie doesn't have any brothers. Does Ken have any brothers? Nibbles is over there digging around at his food. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see. That was the back to the vase. No, that's fair. Sometimes I need to switch it up to move around. Okay, so that was the deepest almond. So let's go ahead. Let's see, dark chocolate or very deep almond. Let's do dark chocolate now. I guess we did brown before, didn't we? Oops, sorry, I should be popping my knuckles. Let's go ahead and do the brown. Stick to the colors we already had. Oh, awesome, Leslie. All right, so we're gonna do brown now. And I always layer over the colors I've already done because that just really kind of helps to bring in the color to everything. And it helps with the blend and kind of making everything even. Yeah, if you're doing a lighter tone, I don't think you would need to add quite as many layers. But with the dark tone, we really want to get those values right. And so it takes a while to build that up. Doing the hair sets if the tone of the face is correct. Yeah. Used to have younger brothers, but no longer has any brothers. Interesting. Is there a mysterious backstory as to what happened to her brothers? The mystery of Barbie's brothers? Should we be concerned with Mattel? Put a little bit of shadow here where the little point of the nose would be rounded. It's all like subtle blends, but it makes a difference like in the picture as a whole. A little bit more of a point of the pencil here. And get the shape of that nostril. There's not too much shadow there, but I do want enough that you can kind of see the other side. I joined a gang. We're disowned. Oh no. The darker side of Barbie. We don't talk about Barbie's brothers. We don't talk about Barbies. This means they're old. Yeah, the brothers aged, but Barbie didn't. I think about her lip color too. Like, are we going, does she have lipstick on? Are we going natural color? Probably should have pulled up a reference page, but that's all right. We're already in it. There we go. Outline lips a little bit, yeah. I definitely gave her some pinker lips in the lighter version. Okay, she's coming along. Do I use reference photos all the time? No, not usually. In fact, I can't remember the last, I think the last time I used a reference photo was when we did an owl. But with this one, when it's a tone I'm not as familiar with, sometimes like reminding myself, you know, like, oh, the lips naturally are a lighter color than they are a darker color. Because, you know, as for me, when I look at myself in the mirror every day, I'm used to this tone, so it's stuck in my head a bit more. And so I have to remember which parts, you know, fit what on here. So now I want to use, let's see, cocoa? No, we're gonna go with a little bit more. Let's use medium deep almond. That's what I want to use. Let's see, that's deep almond. I use medium deep almond. Medium deep almond, here we are. She needs fuchsia lips. Yeah, lip color will depend on her hair color. I could see that, yeah. Good night, Danielle. Lipstick the color of the roses? Possibly, yeah. All right, so now we're gonna use this one is the medium deep almond, which is from the Colors of the World set. I'm gonna warm it up just a little bit. Like I said, I know like it seems a lot, but when you start having everything kind of coming together, it really just makes a difference. Having all these different shades. I mean, you saw how long it took us just for the face, which I think we're coming close to being done with the face. Yeah, my phone battery's dying. It does, I'll just switch to watching chat on the computer. Go. Okay, I want to zoom out and kind of look at it as a whole. It's a little bit more accurate. I think we should add some color to her lips. It'll start to give me a little bit better an idea. But I think, oops, I think we need to add a bit more shadow to it. Are we doing dark color for her hair? Let's see, let's grab, for her lips, let's grab deep rose. Extra deep almond. Very deep rose. No, I think we have deep rose out here already. That's brown. Very deep almond. Deep rose, here we go. Thanks, Della. Definitely dark hair. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I want to do her eyebrows. That's gonna help. So I'm using deep rose on her lips right now. We can always darken these up later once we get more of like, we decide where her color palette is going for her shirt and the flowers. But for now, I want to get some color on her lips so it doesn't look quite as awkward. There we go. Yeah, I would think so. There's a few colors that I've grabbed, like brown, but I probably could have gotten away with very deep almond. I think you absolutely could do an entire face with only that set. What colors would you suggest for an olive skin tone? Extra deep golden. It's hard to see like without layering everything, but for an olive skin tone, you could do a slight undertone, and I say slight, very slight, because this would be very just gaudy if you did it too hard. Very slight of a bronze yellow undertone. So not quite the whole thing, like once you have a few layers, and just do it so lightly and maybe like only in the shadowed areas. But extra deep almond, definitely some of these warmer colors like the medium golden and medium deep golden. The light medium golden maybe is your highlight color, but it is really something you're gonna have to start like adding your layers and then being like, okay, if you have a reference photo, especially, like you can hold them side by side and be like, all right, is this starting to match up with, you know, kind of what you wanna accomplish? All right, let's get the black real quick and do a little bit of her eyebrows, because I think this will start to look a little bit normal once we get a lot of the colors in. Like it's already, of course, like inked in, but it's kind of a gray. So I want to start getting some of that in here. but we're also going to use the deepest almond with it. Yeah, definitely. Adding in the other parts always helps. All right, so I'm using the deepest almond also, along with the black. Okay, so let's go and use the black here. See, and that tells me, having this here, that tells me that I want to add more color here. But I was thinking we can give her a little bit of eyeshadow. There's nothing that says that she doesn't, you know, touch up a little bit of makeup when she's feeling fancy. Because let's be honest, we all want to feel a little fancy every now and then. Got a new bed with motion base. I did a deep clean and organized my room. Oh my goodness. Well, good job. That's a lot of hard work. All right, so deepest almond. Don't you just love that accomplished feeling? And then you can just like take a deep breath and the room feels so nice and it's good. Let's do a little bit of, let's actually grab some mauve. Pick up black, my heart skips a beat in a scared way or an excited way. Let's grab a little bit of mauve actually. Nibs, you're making so much noise. Here we go, mauve. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen real quick. Right? Definitely going for fancy. Yeah, eyeshadow. Okay, so we're gonna do mauve, and we actually can bring some of this eyeshadow color into her lips. So when I'm doing eyeshadow, I think of it when I do my own makeup. All right, so a lot of times, I don't know if those of you are familiar with makeup or wear makeup or watch makeup tutorials, a lot of times here is going to be, up the top of your eyebrow is going to be the lightest color. Your brightest color or your deepest color generally falls right around here. And then sometimes you can do darker on the eyelid or lighter depending on if you're wanting to, that's awesome. If you're wanting to highlight your eyes. And then obviously we're gonna go over with black on her eyelashes because they're a little bit more gray because of the way that it printed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna treat this like we would if we were putting on our own eyeshadow. So we're gonna start with this kind of corner of her eye with mauve. Now it doesn't show too much and I'm seeing that with the light, so. No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, now it's not showing through too much, so I'm gonna press a little bit harder. And we can always get a brighter pink. But I don't know about you guys, but I don't, like when I wear makeup, it's not usually like really loud makeup. I like it when it's a bit more subtle. I mean, if you really wanted to go fancy, you could give her like winged eyeliner. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Add that mauve there. Now this was already lighter, so that mauve's gonna stand out just a little bit more, but it's giving her this nice, subtle, kind of rosy look to her eyes, but not too heavy. So for the lighter part of her eyeshadow, since we did the mauve, I don't wanna do something super bright pink. I wanna do something subtle. Let's grab a little bit of light rose from the Colors of the World. Let's see, that's light almond. What's this one? This is light rose, perfect. All right, I'm gonna sharpen it real quick, 1 second. I wear makeup when I feel like it. Like I would say 50% of the week I don't wear makeup. Like today is not a makeup day. But it kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. You know, sometimes you just want to put on makeup. It makes you feel fancier that day. All right, light rose, but you know, I'm married, I work from home. I don't always have a ton of reason to put on makeup. Want to do a portrait with dramatic makeup? See if you can pull it off? Absolutely you should. All right, so we're gonna do the light rose. Press in a little bit harder. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't snapped more of them tonight. I mean, not that I snapped that. I wouldn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. There you go. Okay, it's looking a little bit more yellow actually now in comparison. So let's grab, I don't know what you're talking about, Ev. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to grab sand. It's a much cooler, let's see. Oh wait, sand's in the 100 set. It's a much cooler kind of peach. Let's see, is this sand? Yes, that's sand. I don't know what you're talking about, Bonnie. I'm gonna put a little bit of sand over the top of that. Taupe might also be good. And taupe is here. This is in the 100 set. Let's see, that's khaki. Taupe is right along here. Taupe, here we go. Ooh, a RuPaul dramatic. It just takes practice. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of taupe over the top of that. See, that just came out so much more orange than I intended. I don't know how I feel about that. I might erase that. Hang on. That's the thing, is like normally I might use like my white to balance it out, but I can't exactly do that. So I'm actually gonna see about erasing that just a little bit. Like I said, I've now erased those layers that I put in, so I'm gonna have to put that back here. Ah, see, now she looks all funky. But see, I make mistakes too. All right, extra deep golden. Let's grab that. Okay. There we go. Still a little yellow, but it's okay. Let's grab our mauve. How do you protect the writing on these pencils? There is a white, but I don't think you would treat it the same way. I could try it. I could try it. Oh, I need to sharpen it. I would just want it to work differently, you know? I haven't tested out using the white, actually. Well, it's not ruining it. I don't know. Gosh, I hate that that looks so orange. I'm okay. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I'm gonna fix it. It'll be fine. I'm not panicking. Let's see. Let's grab extra deep almond. That's what I want. Care. All right, did I grab, let's see, extra deep rose, extra deep almond. Okay. We're just gonna fix this just a little bit. All right, there you go. Extra deep almond. We're back on track. Yeah, slightly less orangey. Well, the orange wouldn't have been too bad, but it just was standing out way more than I wanted it to. Deep almond, because I don't want the eye to just go to her eyeshadow. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to take away from the rest of the picture, you know? Because I feel like I'm definitely gonna need to warm up the cheeks a little bit to kind of balance that out. All right, so now we're gonna do mauve on the other side. We're just gonna finish the eyes. And then we'll warm up the face a little bit because like I said, I don't want the eye to just automatically go to the eyeshadow, you know? All right, medium deep almond. Obviously it'll be darker on this side, just like it is with the rest of the face. Here we go. All right, and let's get a little bit of the deepest almond. Go over that. And here. There we go. Well, we're definitely gonna need to darken up this area for sure. So let's see, this is deepest almond. Let's get deep almond. Okay, that is, do we have that out already? Let's see, that's extra deep rose, deep golden. Hang on, we got a lot of pencils here. Extra deep almond. brown. What did I say we were gonna use? We are gonna use deep almond, that's right. Where are you? That's dark brown. Don't mind me. I just can't find the pencil I want. Anybody bored yet? Give me a second. All right, deep golden, deep almond. There it is. I found it. I found it. All right, we're gonna warm up her cheeks just a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's evening it out quite a bit. Yeah, I just didn't anticipate with that light rose. I was imagining more pink, but mixed with the browns, it definitely came out more orange. So it wasn't less of a, you know, bad choice for the color, more so I didn't anticipate what it was going to look like when it blended with the other colors. Just learning, cleaning, and searching for my pencil sharpener. Here you go. All right, for the rest of her mouth here, let's do some medium almond right now. Medium almond, here we are. Oh, hang on, we're gonna sharpen this one. We're definitely gonna get her eye color in here too. I feel like we definitely need to get that in before we go today. I mean, it's 10:12, but we will finish her face tonight, for sure. We will not go without finishing her face. And then we will pick this up again on Wednesday. Let's see, let's grab the dark brown. Yeah, let's grab a little bit of dark brown. Going lightly here. See? You never know what's going to happen, especially when I don't plan out my colors beforehand. Okay, so we can always change the color of her lip a little bit depending on how we go the rest of it. Hazel eyes, we could do different eyes. We don't necessarily have to do brown. You guys want to do a different color? We could definitely do that. Like hazel, that's... Well, wait, hazel is like a brown, but it's like a lighter brown, isn't it? We could do like a ooh, blue eyes could be really pretty. Like do a pale kind of blue because we got like this slate. Ooh, that would be pretty. Oh, golden eyes. Ooh, golden eyes would be cool. Let me look up hazel eyes real quick because I'm not seeing the color in my head and I want to make sure I have a good vision of it. Hazel eyes. Let's see. Oh, so hazel eyes, those are kind of like green and brown. That's pretty. Ooh, yeah, mauve on the lips. I agree, Angela, that's a good idea. Yeah, greenish brown. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I do like that. Let's do that a little bit. Okay, so wait, why did I close it? I should have left that open. Let's do that open because I do not have hazel eyes. I have like, mine would be classified as green eyes, depending on the light. Okay, cool. I like that. All right, well, in that case, we definitely need forest green. We have a lot of colors to fit into a small place. Oh, golden brown. Oh, we have votes for golden brown. Nah, I've already got my head in hazel. Hazel it is. All right, let's see. Is that forest green? Yes, forest green. We definitely need some olive. Okay, and jade. Or jade green. There we go. Okay, so forest green, olive green, jade green. Let's do deep golden. Let's see, that's deep almond. That's medium golden. medium deep golden. Now I want deep golden. Deep golden, deep golden. There we go. Okay, deep golden. Let's see, I'm looking. Let's also do some brown, just straight brown. And the normal brown just comes in the regular set. Got a lot of colors to fit in a small space. Okay, so it looks like for the most part, the brown is in the middle and green is on the outside. Okay, let's just do that little zoomy zoom a little bit more. Fortunately, that is the closest that I can get to it. All right, so green on the outside, brown on the inside. So let's start with the forest green. Okay. Forest green, that's pretty sharp. So let's do this one first. And we're gonna be going over, once we have this down, we'll put the black for the pupil on top and then we'll redo the highlights as well. Okay, so forest green first. Now it's a small space, so I'm only gonna add little bits at a time. We can always have more, but I wanna make sure that I get all of the colors down that I want. Okay, and then we're gonna do olive. Now some of the eyes that I'm seeing, like it's not like perfectly like a circle brown in the middle, it's kind of like, almost like a star, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do olive, kind of coming out just a little bit. Okay, then just a little bit of, hang on, I need to sharpen. When I'm doing something so small, I want to make sure I have a nice sharp point. Okay, I'm gonna go really light because I want to make sure that we're gonna have enough space for the brown. Okay, because I mean these eyes, I mean they're like the size of my pinkies. They're pretty small. Okay, and then let's see, what do I have? I have the deep golden and I have the brown. Let's go ahead and do the deep golden first. Ooh, these are gonna be cool. Oh yeah, good choice, guys. All right, and then the brown. Yeah, exactly. Artist leeway, I like it. And I'm definitely pressing a little bit harder than I am on the regular skin tone. Okay. Yeah. Oh, guys, that's so pretty. I like that so much. That's awesome. Okay. So hang on, I'm gonna grab my duster brush here. Okay, let's do, in fact, I'm gonna lighten this just a little bit because it's a little dark. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do black on the pupil in the middle here. And we'll fix the white highlights when we do the other eye because I don't want to drag my hand across. All right, so let's go to the other side and let's do the, let's see, that's olive. We want the forest green. Okay. I know I already colored this page, but I'm kind of thinking that we need to legitimately like finish this. Give her a blue eye. Ooh, like two different colored ones? Or it could still be hazel, but with a slightly more teal color to it. That could work. There's a really pretty green, blue, and a teal. Quick question while I'm doing these eyes. Since we already did the skin on the face, between now and Wednesday, do you want... Oh, Della was like, no! Do you guys want me to do her neck and shoulders between now and Wednesday so that we can focus on hair, or did you want to see me do her neck and shoulders? Heterochromia. Is that the two different ones? Heterochromia. Different color eyes in the same person. Oh, interesting. You want to see you do the shoulder? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Also, my phone in front of me is just the chat right in front of me. It just died, so if I don't see it, it's just because I'm looking at the computer now for chat. Yes, do her neck and shoulders off screen. Focus on her hair Wednesday. Okay, I'm gonna do a poll real quick since there's different things. So let's do a poll and we'll let that run for a little bit. Okay. Should I do neck and shoulders off stream. Okay. Yes. No, I love the poll thing. Like, it makes it so nice. Okay. Well, actually, it looks like most of you are saying do the rest of the skin before Wednesday. Yeah, because I mean, you guys saw how long it took to do just this skin here. Okay, so let's see, green, blue. That's teal. Let's do a little bit of green, blue. Okay. And it may not look that different because I'm still going to use the olive and jade green as well, because that kind of ties in with it. Okay. So there's the teal, or that's the blue green. We're going to use just a little bit of teal. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's jump to the jade green. Oh, that's 89%. Okay. That pretty much speaks for itself. That's like 20 people. Okay, cool. I will do her, Shannon, shoulders, knees, and toes. I will do her shoulders and neck off stream so we can focus on the other parts of her. You know what? Considering what we're doing for her eyes, like blue and teal and green flowers would be really pretty. All right, and then let's do a little bit of the deep golden. Okay, and we can always add more teal on top of the other eye if we feel like we can't quite see the blue. It's so subtle, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of the brown. Okay, actually I wanna grab some sky blue. There we go, sky blue. Thank you. Oop, I need to sharpen this, 1 second. There we go. All right, sky blue. Just to make it look a little bit more blue and less green. But I'm still kind of going in a little bit so we have kind of that almost star look to her. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Now I swear this looks more evenly, like you're getting a little bit of light glare here. But I think we're not quite, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. 10:23. We still got time. I want to add more to her skin now that we've added extra. Let's do extra deep rose. We haven't used that one yet. I think that would be good for her skin also. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add in more here. Really just kind of get that rich dark color. Bring this in here. I really don't want any of the gray from the grayscale to stand out more than the color. I'll look up a chat here in just a second. Thanks, Stella. Oh, thank you, everyone. Oh, Bonnie, good call. Good call. Medium deep rose. That's what we want. Sorry, I know I put that down and jumped, but I will forget it. All right, hang on. I need to sharpen this one. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of the medium deep rose. That was a good call. I knew in my head I wanted to do it. I just spaced it. And actually, we're gonna use a little bit of this medium deep rose on her eyelid as well. Let's see, are we as close as, there we go. We can get a little closer. There we go. Because this area of the eye is almost always pink, no matter your skin tone. There we go. Or to the little eyelid there. And actually, I wanna grab a little bit of, what do I want? Let's get a little bit of taupe. Taupe? Yeah, we're gonna get taupe. Let's see. Yeah, this is the taupe. Ah, thanks, Christine. We're gonna get a little bit of taupe because the whites of the eyes are never completely white. They always have a little bit of shadow to them at least. So the taupe is kind of a more gray brown. We're going real light, but we are adding a little bit of color to the whites of her eyes. Oh, I need to finish the highlights on her pupils. See, I'm all over the place. Okay, hang on. Black there. And we're gonna grab, where is my, did I put my Posca pen? Ah, there it is. Okay, shake it up real quick. Sure I'm not leaking. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of that highlight, but I'm gonna add an extra little white dot. Because I want to. There we go. There's her eyes. There you go. And you know, we can leave this nice and zoomed in. Okay, I was using the extra deep rose. That's what I was using. Okay. And we are just adding some richer color to her skin tone. I mean, I know there were probably, and even people watching back are gonna be like, I don't know, like questioning at the beginning when we did everything so light. But considering how long we took to do the skin, you know, sometimes it just takes that time to build up those layers. Now she has freckles on her nose, but I'm just gonna leave them as is. I'm not gonna make them any more pronounced than they are. And they will just be kind of subtle little skin texture. And I know it doesn't seem like I'm hardly adding anything, but you know, the little stuff works. Yeah, shake, shake, shake. There you go, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your Posca. Shake your Posca. And in fact, if we wanted to also, we could redo the rouge on her cheeks to make her cheeks a little bit more rosy. But for now, I want to up the darkness just a little bit. The richer tones of it. So I'm not pressing super light, but I'm also not pressing really hard either. Like I said, my instinct now, like, if the blender pencil worked with these, like, it would be perfect for this, but we are doing Sans blender pencil. I know tonight was like kind of chill, but it was almost like it was more focused because we were doing something so specific. And we went into it knowing that it was something that was, you know, not going to be rushed, something that was going to take a little while. Go. Let's see. Ah, thanks, Marcy. I think so too. You really start to kind of see how it's all looking. Really just makes the whole page come together. And doing the eyebrows and giving, you know, a little bit of color to the lips really helps. Oh, you know what? We didn't do her little ear here. Here we go. Do her little ear. Let's get a little bit of the black here. Let's see. I'm going to give this black a quick sharpen. Absolutely it does. I agree. All right, we're going to make her eyelashes stand out a little bit more. So I am just going to use the black, and I'm following the lines that Marcy, or not Marcy, that Mariola, oh my gosh, I wanted to say like Mirabelle for a second, but I was thinking Encanto. Just drawing a blank. There we go. I'll leave her bottom eyelashes as they are. Makes her top lashes pop a little bit more. Coloring one tree today. I love it, Bonnie. Oh, thank you. Right, Marcy? Oh my goodness. Got Marcy on the brain. There we go. All right. So just touching those up. Let's see. I think we could use, let's see, how are we doing on time? It is 10:30 exactly. So we'll do our last finishing touches. We're going to use a little bit of dark brown. I want to add a little bit more to the eyebrows. Make sure there's none of that gray that's kind of showing through. Now, we could spend another hour on her skin, making it even darker if we wanted to. So in fact, if we come back and you guys see that it's a little bit darker, it's just because I followed the same method that we've been doing all night. And I just, you know, worked my darks, add to my lights, and just built up everything. But you could also just leave it as is. But I don't know about you guys, but I tend to get a little fiddly with my pages sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, shall we? See, it lightens up when I zoom out because of the light. I feel like you guys actually get a more accurate representation when I'm zoomed in. That's more close to what it actually is. But I'll do her neck and her shoulders, and then we will do her hair and the flowers and all that. Oh, right, she's so good. But you know how she got there? She practiced. I see one done. Oh, also, wait, Deborah, do you have the 2 different colored eyes? That's cool. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and stop this here. See, like I said, it looks lighter on the computer screen than it does in real life. So I have to remember to look at it as it is in real life. And then if we do the hair, sometimes, you know, we may decide to make it a little bit darker. But I'm pretty pleased with where we got it to today, especially considering what we had. Oh, that's awesome, Deborah. But yeah, I think she's gonna come out real pretty. So like I said, I'll do the shoulders and the neck, and then we will catch up with this. We will catch up with this on Wednesday. Let's see, maybe if I lower that and maybe tilt that away. There we go. That's a little bit more accurate. There we go. But thank you everyone for being here. And oh my goodness. So we have, let's see. New membership and re-ups. We've got Maylin, we've got Leslie, we've got Emma, we've got Becky. Let's see. Got a few new subscriptions, and I'm sure the other ones that Ev did will roll out as they lock in, because I think I'm missing reading some here. Kara, super chat, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here and hanging out with me, and this is so fun. I'm enjoying her a lot. So like I said, if she comes back and her skin's a little bit darker, it's just because I added more black and went in further, but you get the idea. So, you know, use your own, you know, if you decide that you want it to be darker or lighter or purple or pink skin or whatever else, you get the idea of how we built up the layers. We started light and we just kind of went back and forth and figured out what worked for us. So yes, definitely. Yeah, if you guys are watching or you're following along, let me know. I want to see what you guys did. All right, everyone. Keep being awesome. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you back here bright and early, 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time, Wednesday morning, where we will continue and hopefully finish our little lady here. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I will chat with you all later. Bye.